Hello, this is Jeff Greenwald from Solutions Marketing at Blue Arc. And today we have the pleasure of being at New Breed Visual Effects in Montreal, and we're meeting with their president and co-founder, José Lalumière. Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for being a Blue Arc customer.
You're welcome.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about New Breed. I know several years ago you founded the company, and this is actually your second studio that you founded, correct?
Yes.
Talk to us about how you started the company and what was your vision for New Breed.
The vision for New Breed was to be a strong studio in visual effects and animation in Montreal and be able to work on high-end projects.
What are some of the projects that people might know New Breed for? You talked to us about Piranha 3D. What other things might people know of New Breed for?
It's a young company, so people might know us in the game industry for the Halo franchise. We did the animation for all the cinematics for the Halo franchise, including the most recent one, the Halo Reach. We did Piranha 3D. We are doing at the moment three movies, and two of them are in stereo. So we also have another video game cinematic and a kind of a Transformer commercial. So they will know more about us in the future.
And what about the economy? I know several years ago when you started the company in 07, 08, 09, things were not, the industry was not healthy. Do you see the industry in a better place today?
We have a lot of projects that are in negotiation and that will start in the next 2 years. So it looks way better than it was in 2008 and 9.
Does New Breed diversify across different technologies? For example, 3D stereoscopic, documentaries, shorts. What's your strategy for that? I
think in today's market you have to be able to diversify and not only from different project or different industry like feature film or television or video games, but also with different software.
And what about talent here in the Quebec area? Are you able to recruit and retain good talent for your company?
Yes, in fact, we don't have any problem with that. There is a lot also of people from Montreal or Quebec that are working in other companies in the US or in Australia that are coming back to Montreal. And when you have a strong company with a strong team and good project, it's easy to make them come back to Montreal.
What are some of the challenges that you see over the next couple of years in order to achieve your growth objectives?
Our goal is to be a studio. The size of the studio would like to be around 80 to 100 employees. For us, we feel comfortable with that amount of employees, and it's more secure for the market in Montreal.
José, could you talk to us about how did we get connected with New Breed in the first place? Did we call you, or did you call us, or how did we get started with you?
In fact, we did call you. No, when we started the company, for us it was very important to have a strong infrastructure, not only for the technical part, but also for the equipment part. Some of them used the Blue Arc product in the past, and it was reliable. For us, it is very important when we're doing production to be able to trust the equipment that we're using, and Blue Arc is well known for that. We did research and look at other products, but our final choice was Blue Arc because of the strength and the service that we have with Blue Arc.
We are now joined by Emile Gorayeb, who is the animation director and also a co-founder of New Breed. Welcome.
Thank you.
But before we start, I notice you've got this Canadian hat on, so I feel like I need to put one on too. So with your permission, I'd like to wear this for the remainder of our discussion.
With pleasure.
Thank you very much. For those of you, it's winter here in Montreal. It's about -5 or -7 degrees, and the snow is coming down. What a beautiful place to have a studio.
Yeah, it's pretty nice here. It's my hometown, so I grew up with the snow.
I know you worked with some other animation companies in San Francisco.
Yes.
And you're now back in Montreal.
Yeah, I spent about 5 years or so in California. Worked at DreamWorks, Lucasfilm, well, the Industrial Light and Magic, which is the visual effects division of Lucasfilm. Yeah.
Is it competitive to bring new talent to Montreal to work for you here in the studio?
It's always project dependent. If you have a great project, people want to come work for you.
You're in stereoscopic 3D projects?
Yep.
What other technologies are you involved with?
Well, on most of the production here, the pipeline we're using is actually it's built in. We made it ourselves, the pipeline, but the software that gets pumped into it is we use Autodesk Maya for animation, some modeling with ZBrush. We use a lot of Houdini here, which is slowly getting very popular in this industry.
What are the types of projects that you're working on in 2011?
Right now we have one stereoscopic film going. We have another one that's not stereoscopic. We have a commercial that we're doing that is very Transformers-like, with big robots that transform into machines and stuff like that.
Talk to us about what it's like to go into a pre-planning phase with a client who has an idea of a creative project. What's it like for you to work with them, and how long does that whole process take?
It always depends of the size of the project and the amount of shots we're doing. If we're doing the whole thing, maybe sometimes we're doing only 10 shots or 100 shots or whatever. So depending on the size of the project, we always have a pre-planning phase, which we call either pre-production or an R&D phase, a research and development, or even a kickoff. So what happens is we get together with the client, all the management, all the supervisors get together with them, and we start planning out every detail of the production, from scheduling to, they always have delivery dates, right? There's scheduling. There's if there's character animation, how long are the shots going to take for character animation? How many animators are we going to put on it? What kind of level of animation they're looking for? Is it photoreal? Is it cartoony? Is it video game quality or whatever? Then you've got lighting, rendering, modeling, set modeling. There's so many departments that need to be planned out, and if you don't plan this stuff out, I mean, you can't just start production. It never happens.
And how does Blue Arc contribute to meeting your time windows?
It actually makes them possible. I think without it, it wouldn't be possible, because we have so many terabytes of information. Like, just let's say for photoreal stuff, they're just the plates themselves are, you're talking about 5-10 megs a frame, and when we're talking about 24 frames per second times, let's say 20 minutes, 30 minutes of work, you're starting to talk about a lot of storage and a lot of input and output out of the Blue Arc, right? Yeah, it's obviously alleviated a lot for us, because before the Blue Arc, we just didn't have. We had our mock-up server and storage space and all that. Now that we have the real thing, it's made a lot of things easier. We barely have any problems anymore, because we have something that's, it's the industry standard.
Is it so cold in Montreal all the time that you have to wear hats like this? Or does it ever get warm here in Montreal?
Believe it or not, the temperature in summertime can be just as hot as LA. So you've got about 4 months of summer here of LA weather, and then it starts dipping down really low during winter. You're here at a good time. Next month is really bad. Next month we're going to drop to like -30, -25 degrees Celsius.
We are now joined by Sébastien Charlin, who is the IT architect at New Breed. Welcome.
Thank you.
What are some of the benefits of a NAS high-performance storage infrastructure for New Breed?
To keep our user productive, we need a system that can have a constant throughput under load and under a lot of intensive random I/O. And the BlueArc is one of the systems that can provide that. During the final stage of production, we have a big render farm running, pulling a lot of files, pushing a lot, and the user cannot see a difference in performance. For them, it needs to be constant. That's why we need the BlueArc.
As you look at some of the performance targets and some of the intensive I/O applications in stereoscopic 3D and some of your upcoming animation projects, is performance a concern for you?
Performance is always a concern. With 3D, you have left eye, right eyes that you need to pull from the network at the same time. So you double the load on the network. And it's not like constant streaming where you pull one file one after the other. You have to pull it right and left at the same time, and that is catastrophic on the network.
Sebastian, why did New Breed choose BlueArc for their NAS infrastructure?
Well, aside from proven reliability and performance, I guess it's their personal touch when it comes to the client. I was working at another studio before, and we bought one of the first Titan that came out. And we soon realized that it was missing some features that would make our life easier. So right from the start, we were put in touch with the R&D team. We spent a lot of time explaining our needs, and they came out with a solution within a few months.
Are you worried about your storage growth and the capacity of the system over the next couple of years?
Not at all. With the new restriping feature of the BlueArc, it's going to save a lot of headaches. In the old days, we needed to take the data off the NAS, put a new disk, restripe everything to be able to get decent performance. Now you had the disk, just restripe itself, and saves a lot of headaches, downtime over the weekend, and it makes a happy sysadmin.
So BlueArc is delivering to your aggressive time requirements?
Certainly, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being a BlueArc customer.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your technology.